Okay, to make these birds, the first thing you need to do is print out the size of the template that you want to use. You've got the main round one here, like this, and that's the main body. Then you've also got this one here too, which has got all the small parts. That is the chest, the eye, the wing, the beak, the, what's that bit? The eye, the eye, and the centre of the eye. So you choose all those. And now you've got an option here. You can print these onto card, and you can print them off and use them as just flat templates, or you can print these off onto cheap paper and use these for the freestyle embossing technique, which I'm going to show you now. Now what you can see that I've done here, I've cut out all the pieces that I'm going to use in this template and just cut round them roughly. I'm going to use the freestyle embossing technique with these, and I've just got a little bit of masking tape to go onto the back there. You can use these time and time again, and when they rip or something like that, you just print another set off. So this is the same technique, the freestyle embossing technique, for all of the pieces. Cut out it roughly around the edge there, it doesn't matter. I say I've used this 3 or 4 times before. Now what you're also going to use is, if you can get a piece of this, it's like a crazy foam, very thin. It's not very thick because you don't want the indentation to go too deep. If you have this too thick, you've got a risk of actually ripping through the card or paper that you're trying to emboss onto. So there's a piece of the thin foam that you can get, and I'm actually going to work on this piece of gold. I'm doing this metal effect, the foiled effect card, and it's white on the back. Now the good thing about these templates, you can position them wherever you want, so you could get 2 out of this one just by altering it around. And I'm just going to position this onto the card and stick it down like so. Now what I'm going to do as well is just make sure there's a little bit of a gap all the way around here, because when you're embossing, this will curl a little bit, and if you're too near to the edge, you've got a risk of it not looking very good. So I've got an ordinary embossing tool here, as you can see. You can use any thickness that you like. You can have a thin embossed line or a much wider one. Now I tend to use a little bit of candle. You can either do 2 techniques. Rub a little bit of the wax onto the end of your embossing tool. That will help it glide all the way over. Or alternatively, just take your candle and just gently rub it over the back of the template there like so, applying a little film of wax around the edge. And then all you have to do is gently press down like so and just follow it round. And you will find it will start creating its own groove. And you can do this with a little bit of practice really accurately. And just follow the line around. And it's always good to work down towards yourself instead of trying to go over the top. So you're just dragging it down, and you've got a little bit of firmness by your hand is solid on the table here, and just drag that down, and you'll be surprised how accurate you can actually make these look. And I'm just going around. You can see I'm just doing it once so you can see, but you can go over it as many times as you like. The more you go over it, there's more risk of actually going off the line and making it looking a little bit shabby, but it will still look quite good with just this one line. Now this line you can use to give it a lovely embossed edge around your piece, or you can use the line just as a guide where you want to cut it. And if I turn that over now, you can see the embossed line there, hopefully, and you can see exactly where to cut out. You can see here as well I've missed a little bit, and that's not a problem. You just turn that over and you just go over it. If I wanted that embossed line to look more defined, I just go over it again. Now all you have to do is then cut that circle out. Now you can go right up to the embossed line here, or just away from it, giving it a little bit more of a kind of, well, it looks even more embossed if you just snip a little bit away from the embossed line as opposed to right up to the edge. So just carefully, using the embossed line as your guide, cut around the circle. And if it looks a bit dog-eared at the end of it, don't worry, you can just go back and trim the edges to make it more circular. So just cut that out. Now what you can also do, I've got here the red. I'm making a robin bird in this case. I'm using this foil, and you can see there I've got the embossed effect on there. That's very simple to do. Embossing tool, same one you've used. Turn that over, you've got your mat underneath, and all I'm doing is a V shape onto the back of the foiled oval shape that will become the tummy of the robin, and I'm just putting some V shapes on there, so when I've finished it will give an effect of feathers. Now I've got all my pieces cut out here, and I'm just going to assemble it. So what I'm going to do, so I can see, it's a bit difficult assembling it back to front, so as I do each piece I'll turn it round. Now you might also want to give your pieces a little bit of depth, and you do that by just rolling them around and just rolling them like that around your fingers, and as you can see that gives that little bit of a curved effect, so when you stick it down it's not totally flat. I'm going to use some double-sided foam pads, and because you've got that effect, I'm just going to put the foam pads in the middle here like this, so it still allows that to stick down and those bits to curl up. Take the backing off the foam sheets, obviously the foam pads, and then that's going to be the tummy. I'm going to make a robin this time, but you can make any kind of bird you want. So I've got a nice red tummy, and you can play around, and that's going to stick down there like so. So there's the tummy. Now, as I said, you can play around. Let's see if I can do this back to front. Now you can put the wing there. You can put it there. You can put it there. What I like to add next is the eye. So if I turn this around, I want to try and get the eye in the right place for me. Now you can put the eye on an angle like that, or you can put it on an angle like that. You can play around as much as you like. So I'm going to put the eye that way like so. And I've put some pads there. Now because I want the eye to be flat, I've not curled that one. And you can see that's coming together there. You've got the breast here and you've got the eye. Then that gives you options then for putting the wing. I can put it there, I can put it there, I can put it where I want. You can put 2 or 3 wings on if you want to, but there's no need. Foam pad on the back, and I've just put the foam pad on the end there like so, so it'll allow the wing to really curl round. And I think I'll put the wing just about there, so you can see that the bird is coming together now. All it needs is a beak. Now I've just put a little strip, cut a foam pad into a strip, so I'm only going to stick this bit on the edge. Let me get it in the right position. Again, I can turn that around and just stick that down there, and the bird is coming together. And it's really incredible when you do these things. It doesn't really come together until you put the eye in, and the eye goes in last. Now you could give this lots of different expressions. You could be going, oh no, not you again, or looking down on somebody, or down here or up here, raising an eyebrow, raising an eye. So you can move this eye around to create a different effect, and it's amazing how by placing the pupil in different areas you can give the bird a different character. But I think I'm going to put mine about the top there, so he's looking a bit above himself there, or herself. And there you've got a very simple robin which you can then attach. You could do 2, you could have one like that and a ribbon in between and hang them on Christmas trees as decorations. Or this could be any kind of bird you want. It could be spring, summer, autumn, winter. You can do it in foils. You've got lots of different papers. This then can be stuck onto a card, or it can be incorporated into a scrapbook, or any kind of design that you want to do creatively with your craft projects. So that's just one idea, and I'm going to show you a few other different finishes so you can just get a few ideas of how to do it.